Today's show is sponsored by Profit Accumulator, the #1 match betting service in the UK. Match betting is different to gambling. With gambling, you bet on one side, and if that side loses, you lose. With match betting, you bet on both sides. That means no matter what the outcome, you're a winner. When you sign up to Profit Accumulator, they will walk you through the whole process of how to do match betting, and as long as you follow what they tell you, you cannot lose. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description right now for your free trial, and you can start earning some real cash.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the stats preview show of the Arsenal versus Man United game. It is a big one this weekend.
It's a big one.
It's a big one.
It's a big one.
Pause. That actually sounds crazy me saying that, but yeah. Listen, Man United we got on Saturday is. I don't know where to start. I'm confident, but I can't be overly confident because, well, it's Man United. But then the Man United fans are confident, but they can't be overly confident because they know what happened to them last time. So I don't know,
I'm not
Jay.
confident. I'm not confident.
You're not confident?
No.
Oh, mad.
I'm worried.
And
you know what? Not because I don't have faith in my team and in Arsenal. Like I believe the boys will go out and actually put in I think they'll give it their all. It's not so much us, it's that United always bounce back after a bad defeat, after an unexpected result. Like, it's something they've done quite well over Solskjaer on 3 occasions. They've had bad runs and always gone on to do really well. You think when he came in immediately, they got a bounce, went on a great run. When he when they had the sort of project restart and they were sort of stuttery before, came back and just smashed out the park and got 3rd place. People weren't sure if they're going to get Champions League football. They got 3rd.
Yeah, we did the opposite, James. We beat them and then we had our poor run. But listen, it can go either way though. Like, we beat Chelsea and then they had their poor run. So hopefully, this could be the start of, I don't want to say the start of the downfall for United if we beat them. But listen, I can't get too overly confident either. But the boys been on form. You know what I mean? So.
No, I think it's well. Look, let's dive into it. Let's dive into the stats. See what everyone's saying, and then we'll see if they make us feel any more or less confident about this game. Let's start with what we're calling the fun facts now.
Woo!
Little cheer for it there. I've got to ask, actually, before we go into it, where's your sound machine? We've not seen it in ages,
bro. I said in the new year, my New Year's resolution. Got to get rid of the sound machine. It's not doing any favors. And I think since I've got rid of it, we went on the winning streak. So that's
a good point. Don't bring it out. Don't bring it out.
I've destroyed it. I just said, you know what? Until we get a proper, I want a sound thing properly. I'm gonna speak to Robbie about that. But yeah, we want a proper one.
Good, because I hate that thing. Right, let's go into it. So, Arsenal have won their last 2 Premier League matches against Man United, winning 3 in a row. Last winning 3 in a row in September 1998 under Arsene Wenger.
The good old days.
Back into the 19-something.
When I was a little youth. It was good.
It's a good opportunity for us to make it 3 in a row, but I'm not, I'm just focusing on the game itself.
Yeah.
And not the records and all. Let's go to the next fun fact. Man United are winless in all 4 Premier League games against Arsenal under Solskjaer, with a draw and 3 defeats. He's the only United manager to face them more than once in the top flight without winning a game.
And you know what that screams? Take your time.
No, don't do it. So much.
I'm sorry. That's I know, but that's what that stat screams to me, yeah? You see, United fans, take your time, all right? I know this could age terribly, but...
It's going to.
I have to say it. He hasn't beaten us
I can't believe you said the curse words. You can't.
I'm so sorry. I read that. I got that. When we got that stat sent through, I was just dancing. I was like, yeah.
It's funny how these stats sort of, they give you hope, don't they?
Yeah.
Arsenal are looking to record a Premier League double over United for the 4th time. The Gunners have won the league on 2 of the previous 3 occasions they've done so, also managing it in 2006-07, finishing 4th.
Yeah, I like it. I don't know. When we won, we beat them twice and won the league. I don't remember that, but that's a great stat. I remember that 06-07. I think we won 1-0. That's when Adebayor scored.
At Old Trafford, yeah. That was when Fabregas just ran it.
But yeah, the slip boy. Those are the days. But
God, I miss Fabregas.
do you know how weird it is? Like this age of football, like I don't have concrete confidence anywhere. Like I think them days it was always a rivalry. May not have always been a tough competitor, but you could see you had a confidence. Like, you know what, we are the great Arsenal of those days. But now it's like it's just so up in the air. The way the season's going, how things are. Like United think they're going to win the league. They might, but they are confident. I've been speaking to United fans all week.
No. It'd be nice to be up there with them challenging, wouldn't it?
Yeah. That's that saying we beat them twice and won the league, and then we came fourth. Yeah, we're nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. Right, Man United haven't lost 3 consecutive away top flight games against Arsenal since May 1991.
Oh my days.
Well, let's try and change that. I've got to say, Man United's away record is something that worries me, and we're going to touch on it in a second. It could even be this one. Yeah, here we go. So Man United are unbeaten in 17 Premier League away games, their joint longest run without defeat on the road in their top flight history. They have won 26 points from home so far away from home so far this season, more than any other Premier League side, with 8 wins and 2 draws. They are imperious on the road.
That is outrageous. That's
unbelievable stat.
That, you see that? That's a kick. You see when you're getting confident, that's the kick right in the... That's a mad stat. I'm going to be honest.
They haven't been taking their time with it on the road, I've got to say. They've been cleaning up.
They've been cleaning up. And James, before you move on, also, I know you're going to bring up, their stat from coming from behind as well. Some of these are, you guys are watching, I promise you, some of these are actually things to take with you.
Let's do it. Let's do it while we're on it. You know, Man United have trailed in 11 Premier League games this season and gone on to win 7 of them.
Yeah.
You know,
sorry to cut you, Jess. Just to put that in perspective, guys. So Arsenal have only won 1 from coming from behind. That was actually the last week. Well, the last game. Yeah, our last game. So that's the first time we've come from behind and won this season. The other one was a draw. But every other game that we concede first, we lose. So that just highlights how good of a stat. I'm not trying to be Man United, but that's a good stat to have for on their side.
No, absolutely. I mean, it just shows. It will tell them that they're never out of it. You know. Facts. You know, whatever happens, they'll still back themselves in the game, and rightly so. Let's go for the last one. Oh, go on.
Or they'll get a penalty in the last minute.
Don't start that, please. In all competitions, Arsenal's Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has scored in 4 of his last 5 games against Man United, scoring the winner earlier this season at Old Trafford. I thought this was a funny stat because we're going to talk towards the end of the show about who should be playing, who should be starting, but I don't have memories of Aubameyang being particularly brilliant against Man United. That's kind of the weird thing. You know, my memories of Aubameyang are what he did to Chelsea and City in the Cup, and you know, the goal against Spurs in the North London Derby and things like that. But you know, he scored a few in the North London Derby, but I don't really have any. I don't know how to put it. Just like memories of particular moments against United.
No, I think I remember one a few seasons ago where he didn't have he was quite quiet in the game, and he came out again. He got played in and he scored. It was down the through between the fullback. His classic goal. He puts it in, but he had a quiet game that game. And then on top of that, if we look back at the game in November where we beat them 1-0, he also had a very quiet game. If I'm going to be, it's quite brutal, but he didn't really do anything. He got the penalty. He didn't even get the penalty. He took the penalty, but apart from that, if I'm honest, he wasn't really.
He got the little dink at Old Trafford, didn't he? That's probably. Do you remember when they thought it was offside? Yeah.
Oh yes. I'm with you. Man, but then again, he was quiet in that game.
He was. I wanted to look at something a little more. How do I put it? Ooh. Arsenal have had a poor start to the season, right?
Facts.
We've been struggling. We're 9th. We're on the up now recently, but I had a little look at Arsenal's sort of form after 20 games over the last sort of decade or so. So I'm just going to bring up this stat here. It's quite interesting because basically what I'm showing here is our position and points after 20 league games over the, basically six seasons of the last decade. Now we're currently on 30 points after 20 games. But if you look here, we've typically gone on to have strong second half of the seasons when we've had poor starts. Now I think it's fair to say under Arteta, we finished last season strong with winning the FA Cup and just climbing the table a little bit more. I know 8th wasn't great, but at least we
ended strong.
We did okay. And I guess I want to ask you, Cecil, when you look at that, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 17, 18, we started very strong and then finished outside the top 4. I say started very strong. We started much better than we have in the season before. I know there's not many points in it, but, if you look at 16, 17, we had a good head start on 14, 15 and finished 2 places below.
Yeah, so we're on 30 points now. Is that what you're saying over in the 20 games? So we're technically underachieving, though, really. If you look at it, if you look at the stats there of the previous years. However, do you count COVID? Do you count it being a weird season? Some fans will say yes, some fans will say no. My argument would be it's Arteta's still in a real rebuilding process. And I know people can say we've been rebuilding for like 10 years now because it feels like that. But if I'm completely honest, he's only starting to find people that playing well together, the signings that he wants to slowly coming in. Yes, they're not being signed, might have players on loan, but what he's trying to build, and we've got the youngsters firing. I think we will end the season again, like that stat shows. I think we will end it strongly, but it's all about then really looking at next season. I know no one really wants to go that far ahead, but starting strong. I think that's where Arsenal fail a lot, actually, if I'm completely honest, especially looking at them.
Yeah. We used to be a team under Wenger, especially in those latter years, where I always felt we had at least one good half a season in us.
Yeah.
And I remember sometimes it'd go across a calendar year. So I remember 2015, we were great. We won the FA Cup. We finished the 14-15 season really strong from January to the end. And we were closing the gap on, I think I've got it here. 14-15. There you go. We had a really poor start, but we ended up finishing 3rd and we were closing the gap on Chelsea. And at one point, people thought we might have been outsiders for the title if Chelsea really slipped up. So, we ended up ending strong. And then we started the 15-16 season really strong. We beat Man United 3-0 at home and we were looking quite good. And then we faded. That was the year that Leicester won it. So we've kind of always had half a good season in us. We've not really seen it in the years with Emery and maybe that last year with Wenger. So, yeah, weird one. I just wonder whether maybe Arteta can get something out of these next 18 games we've got.
100%. I think that's something we need to punch in, James, and actually have a look at that stat in depth and ask questions on why this is that we end so strong, and is it because of squad depth? Is it because of it'd be nice to really go in. I know this is not the show to do this, but it'd definitely be something to look at.
Yeah, and people wondering right now what's this got to do with Man United? It's because we went on a good run. We beat Chelsea. Now a lot of people are saying, well, Chelsea have proven to be really poor. Yes, but we still beat them, and they still got the players they've got. And we went on a good run. It's not easy to beat West Brom, as shown with Wolves losing to them the other day. It's not easy to beat Brighton. They're a decent side. We've come. We expect to win, but they were niggly tasks.
Yeah.
Southampton, and we beat them, and quite convincingly. I think the most convincing victory at St Mary's that a travelling team's had. So they did really well. I guess I know I'm getting ahead of myself here, but this is where the Man United game and why this is relevant is crucial. Because if we can beat Man United,
it changes the whole season.
I just wonder whether actually we can start looking at a really strong second half and seeing about any European places that we can start pushing for. Now, look, the reality is I think United are going to have a really tough game, and I'm not confident. I wish I was. I just don't. I think they're going to bounce back. So I think ultimately, I think we'll give them a good game. Whatever happens, happens. But if we beat them, and you've beaten Southampton away and United at home, and then with a couple games we've got, I just wonder whether we can start building momentum and start climbing that table more. Hence why I brought up that stat.
Yes. Well, thank you for that, James. That was
no worries.
Very interesting to look
at. On the topic of, what's likely to happen, I thought I'd bring this stat up. But you've not actually seen it. So I'm going to ask you, what do you think is the most frequent score between Arsenal and Man United in North London?
It's got to be something low, surely. Please tell I'm not wrong here. It's got to be something low. I'm gonna, because It's never. Is it crazy? Ever crazy scores? I don't know. 2-1. I don't know who to though.
To who?
Hopefully, we're gonna go with Arsenal, please.
So on 8 occasions, Man United have come to Arsenal and beaten us 2-1.
Wow.
And then actually, it doesn't look pretty from here on. I don't know why I've got Pepe looking so confident there. Because yes, we've beaten them 7 times 1-0, but we've also drawn 1-1 7 times. There's been 6 0-0s and 6 1-0 to Man United and 4 2-2s. There's only one Arsenal win in terms of frequent scores that make the top 6 in terms of the most frequent scores.
Outrageous. Again,
but this got me thinking, because a lot of the narrative is Arsenal have beaten them twice at the Emirates in the last few years, and I think maybe a few more times. I think even Mourinho's first season we beat them 2-0. There's been quite a few 2-0s recently. And then obviously we beat them at Old Trafford. We've not lost at Old Trafford for a year or two. So the narrative is that Arsenal kind of have the edge on United at the moment in this fixture. But traditionally, I've always been worried about Man United, because I knew a lot of teams, say Liverpool, they used to come to the Emirates, Tottenham, sometimes Chelsea, and I was confident we'd beat them. There's just something about it. We're at home, we're going to beat them. But Man United would come and it never mattered that it was at the Emirates. No. They used to play us off, not play us off the park, but just counter-attack, bam, hit us. Yeah. So when I saw that stat, I was surprised that there weren't more Arsenal wins up there. But then I'm not surprised that ultimately it's United picking up points.
Yeah, the biggest memory obviously of that is obviously Lingard obviously coming to the Emirates and making his dance floor, as the United fans love to say. So that is true. They don't find it as a fortress, the Emirates, it feels like. But yeah, other teams, you're right, James. I had confidence when they used to come down. I actually, being at the games as well, when we used to be in Emirates, like, it felt like you could feel that we were going to win. I don't know what it was. I might be just I'm going there and it's a match day, but it felt like a fortress when other teams came. Just from being there compared to now. Obviously, there's no fans there and stuff. It just hasn't been great. It hasn't been great, especially when United come there.
Well, like the last few years has been against United, but the last 20, 30 hasn't been. And that's kind of what I'm saying, is that traditionally they are not phased by coming to North London. Now the Emirates, if there was this, if we could have fans there, the Emirates would be absolutely rocking right now.
Oh,
it would be, or right now for the game, it would be absolutely rocking. It always is when Man United. I think there's this kind of nostalgia. We used to be fighting each other for the top,
with the biggest clubs.
You know, 2 of the biggest clubs in England, along with Liverpool, I'd say.
Yeah.
Although those 2 are bigger, but I'd say we're kind of that third bracket. And I don't know. I worry. Like so many times I've been confident and excited to play United at home and they turn us over. So I do fear them.
I mean, the fear is right to be fearful, James. If I'm honest, you're going to see us on the watch along. I will not be sitting with pure confidence.
I'll be quiet. I'll be so nervous. I'll just be there, like, it's it needs to be painful. But okay, look, let's round off this show with the big discussion about who should be playing. Let's have a quick debate about who should be starting, because there's a lot of positions that need to be addressed. So you'll see it popping up here on the ticker, guys. So many positions. So I mean, it's a big headache for Arteta, and they've got big decisions. He's got big decisions to make. Let's start with the first one. I mean,
I don't think they're that big. I don't think they're that big.
Let's do it then. All right, left back, Tierney or Cedric?
Tierney's got to go back in. But Cedric,
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, Tierney.
That was more an acknowledgement. I put that in more as an acknowledgement of how well Cedric played there, because he did play really well, and I thought it was worth acknowledging that. All right, well then we move to right back, Cedric or Bellerin.
Come on, James.
Yeah, Cedric for me.
Cedric! Cedric! I'm sorry.
Guys, do let us know in the comments below, and tune into the build-up show as well tomorrow, where we will, or today even, where we will be obviously talking about building 11s and who should be starting, and you can let us know who you want, and we'll build your teams. Centre back, Luiz or Gabriel?
Ooh. Now this The only one I'm actually going to struggle with is the Aubameyang one. But I would put, I'd probably put Luiz and Gabriel. This is the thing. I don't know if Holding holds his place.
Why?
Is that harsh though?
Yeah, he's been playing really well.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. If they're all at their best, I kind of think Luiz and Gabriel is our best partnership.
I've said
Luiz looked a little shaky.
He did. And Gabriel has rash moments, if I'm completely honest. But
I would play Gabriel
next to Holding.
So I think it was Robbie made a really good point. Was it Robbie? If they're playing Cavani up front, who they definitely will, then you kind of want Luiz's experience.
Yeah, you need someone that reads the game well. You have to have someone that reads the game well against Cavani.
Cavani is a veteran of the game, but I mean that in an absolutely complimentary way. He's just an elite striker at European level and has been over his career. Now, I thought a lot of people thought he'd come and be a flop, but actually he's looking really good. He's settled in very well. And do you want Gabriel, who's maybe faster, more physical, he's got that exuberance, that youth against him, or do you want Luiz, who's going to know how to manage him through the game?
Yeah, maybe Luiz and Holding then. Oh, you've changed my.
But then I fear about Holding against Rashford, because Holding's done really well, but where Holding struggles is when he's got pace running against him.
Yeah,
and
facts.
Mane's a good example. And Holding got a yellow card out Old Trafford quite early on, I think, for a foul on Rashford.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting. All right, let's breeze through the rest. Oba, Pepe, or Martinelli on the left.
Martinelli, he's been. I haven't thought about this yet.
Or Smith Rowe on the left with Odegaard in the 10.
Oh, Odegaard. That's not going to happen. But I forgot. Oh, you're throwing in some. Oh, I forgot about Odegaard. Oh, my
so did
God.
I. Forgot we got him.
We actually, do you know what? That's not. We've got quite a bit of depth going forward now.
Out of nowhere. Because you think, right? Saka's proven he can play on the right. Smith Rowe's developed really well, and we've signed Odegaard. So that's 3 extra options we didn't know we had. Whereas Saka was playing on the left, so we kind of thought, well, with Martinelli and Oba, that's kind of sorted. But do you know what I mean? Those things have kind of worked out.
Obviously, Martinelli's also available now as well. We haven't seen him for a while. And then Pepe, I know people they're going to say Pepe. Listen, he had a good game, so he might deserve to take his spot. Okay. Let me just pull back and retract from my statement at the beginning. This isn't as easy as I thought.
Yeah, I know. Why do you think we do this?
That's a great point. No, Odegaard's not going to start, but I'm going to say, what is the front 4 though? Who do we go with? The 3 and then the 1. I'd say Martinelli, Emil.
While you're thinking about it, I'm going for Luiz and Holding at the back, personally. They got us through the Southampton game. I think let's just stick with it. And then I would go for Pepe on the left. So obviously Partey and Xhaka. I'll go for Pepe on the left, Smith Rowe and Saka. And then I would go for Lacazette.
Who up front?
Lacazette. What?
The comments might eat you still. Do you know
what?
They
probably will.
They might eat you. I'm gonna hold off giving mine because right now, I'm gonna hold off giving mine. But James,
this is a good problem. If Martinelli starts on the left, I'm not disappointed. If Aubameyang starts on the left, I'm not disappointed. I think the one I'd be disappointed with is if Aubameyang started up front, because A, Lacazette's been scoring goals and playing well, but B, because Lacazette's got the hold-up play that that Aubameyang doesn't have and Nketiah doesn't have. I think he's really crucial to the way we kind of pivot off him up front. Aubameyang doesn't do that. Whereas if he plays on the left, I kind of see, you lose Martinelli's work rate, but you get Aubameyang's goal scoring record, and you don't get Aubameyang's goal scoring record, but you get Pepe's skill. I can point to other things, but with Lacazette still scoring goals anyway, I would just keep him up front.
I actually think, right, on a serious one, after the news of Aubameyang's mother, I don't think throwing him straight in anyway is the right decision. I don't know. I'm not at the club. I'm not with the player. I don't know what
he'll know best.
Yeah, I just think you'd have to have a conversation with him and just see where his mind's at, because like it's do you know what I mean? Just dropping Lacazette straight, I wouldn't sit right with me as a manager, or if I was Lacazette as a player. So I don't know. I would probably want Lacazette to start up top in that position as well. But yeah, I think I'm going to see. Yeah, pre-match build-up show, guys. Make sure you tune into that on match day against United, because we will have these conversations again with you guys in depth live, and you can give us your opinions, because this is a lot harder than I first thought. So forgive me for my first statement. I'll be like, this is easy. But yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in to the preview of Arsenal versus Man United with me, Cecil G, and James B. Thank you for watching, and we will see you very soon. Come on, you Gunners.
Today's show is sponsored by Profit Accumulator, the #1 match betting service in the UK. Match betting is different to gambling. With gambling, you bet on one side, and if that side loses, you lose. With match betting, you bet on both sides. That means no matter what the outcome, you're a winner. When you sign up to Profit Accumulator, they will walk you through the whole process of how to do match betting, and as long as you follow what they tell you, you cannot lose. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description right now for your free trial, and you can start earning some real cash.